Welcome to the Digital Marketing Insights podcast, brought to you by Brightside Digital.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm delighted to say we have João, Digital Marketing Manager, with us today. Hi João, how's it going?
Hi, Tom. I'm very okay, not bad at all. And thanks for inviting me to participate on the show.
You're very welcome, buddy. João, we always start off the same. Can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself and your career to date, please?
So my name is João Luiz. I am a marketing professional from Brazil. I have been in Ireland for 4 years. Uh, and I have already worked for two companies that I am very grateful. So I my my I have arrived here. I arrived here in 2018, and 2019 I started to work for Fadog Teoranta. I don't know if you know, Tom. That's a tin whistle company. The every Irish has already have probably a Fadog tin whistle in the school. So I worked for them for 2 years. And nowadays, I work for AC International. That's an airport services company where I work with eight services for B2B and excess baggage. That's their uh, B2C service. It has been a long 4 years, but very pleasant actually. I really like it.
Love it. And João, what would you see is your main strength now? Obviously, you're a digital marketing manager. You've done several areas. What would you say would you double down on if you were asked to?
Yes, Tom. I consider myself a guy that has a overall perspective of the whole department. So the whole areas of the area. From managing SEO, so on-site SEO, off-site SEO, website SEO, as I told you, as an on-site SEO, and Google SEO. Content generation, I believe that's probably one of the most important areas that every uh, marketing professional, digital marketing professional has to be very skillful on, Um, and I manage PPC as well. So from Google PPC and Amazon PPC, now that's becoming really, really important. If you do Amazon, you have to do PPC. I run there lead generation campaigns as well from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I have to manage the integrations tools. So uh, Google Tag Manager. Now everybody has to know how to manage Google Tag Manager and work hard on that. And obviously, that we have to do a daily management on analytics. So be very focused on Google Analytics and report that properly to the company, to the other areas. So Google Studio. So we manage their Google Studio as well. But Tom, our main focus, our main daily focus of management is the SEO and content
Yeah.
generation in terms of keywords. Always every day focusing on building keywords, on choosing the best keywords, on talking to our customer. That's very important. You have to be very focused on the buyer persona of your services, and update that buyer persona every period that you defined before. So and talk to these people, talk to the buyer persona. not lose the focus and the target. Um,
Brilliant.
yeah, yeah, that's what I really think that's important. Content generation and SEO. And I personally like a lot content. So I'm a guy that I really like to be very assertive on content generation to the right buyer persona, and I enjoy actually engaging and talk to the customers through our social media. So TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So it's very nice when we have this engagement with the customer. So I like a lot when you see your content, the content that you generated, reaching the right person. So that's gave me a pleasure about. Yeah.
I think we're going to have some fun here, Joe, because obviously you've got a wide skill set. The two things that really jumped out today for me to discuss with you
Hmm.
is I'd like to touch base more on your kind of identifying and how you go about creating your kind of long form keyword content, the articles and stuff in your post. And also, I want to touch base with you on Amazon PPC. But first of all, let's start with the content and that kind of side of things. So you have a well SEO'd sites, you have all the kind of low hanging fruit done. I haven't checked the technical, but I'm guessing you have a lot of the technical stuff at the back ends. So when you're producing content, which is the big driver, do you do it on two sides of things? Do you try and do it for kind of obviously your traffic, but do you try and build links with your content? Do you do outreach work? And secondly, how do you find the topics to talk about?
Yes. Actually, to build my content, the first thing that I figure is who I'm talking to, the buyer persona. And we update the buyer persona there in our company every month. So even though it's very close month after month, but there are some difference sometimes, especially for the B2C ones. And Tom, define the keywords as soon as I can. You know, uh, Defining the keywords, I really use SEMrush um, to define the keywords,
Yeah.
and another other href to define the keywords. That's the two main tools that I use to make a keywords analysis. And obviously considering the relevance and the difficulty of each keyword. And yes, I use the SEMrush. I also like to do sometimes the one strategy that I know that some professionals don't think it works anymore, but it really works when you do the search terms, the search on Google, and look for keywords in the search manually in Google. It really works. Yeah, it still works very very well. So I always do that organic and keyword search in Google, like uh, searching directly in Google and see what comes up. So yes, this is mainly my three options to to search for the keywords, and it's SEMrush. SEMrush is the main one because SEMrush gives me the right numbers and give me specific numbers about the you asked me about the links. Um, uh, I also use a lot of SEMrush to to narrow down the links that I have to 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 send articles and talking using the right anchor text and the right articles to the right blogs. So I find out these blogs into SEMrush and the right ones, the right websites that we have to connect with. So yes, I'm a fan of SEMrush, Tom. Really, really. Yes, that's where I take all my resources about content from. I like Buzumo as well. To define what I'm going to write. Sometimes to have new ideas, new updates. I use Buzumo as well, and I don't know if it's part of your question, but Tom, I to accurate and to sharp my content, I like a tool that's called WordTune. You know, and you can WordTune gives lots of options of how to say the same sentences in different ways, and concerned about SEO and the keywords that you defined before. So yes, that's is how I manage my content. Yes.
Brilliant. And so let's give a practical example for our listeners. Obviously, I'm checking out the site and I see things like 5 required documents for custom clearance, which I'm guessing is required documents for custom clearance is a keyworded
Mhm.
search in your industry. How do you go about creating content around that subject, and what's the thinking behind building out a piece to rank for those kind of.
Customs clearance, freight forwarding, and airport concierge are the services that we are more concerned about now in the company. So they are our core business for ACA now. Okay.
Yeah.
Despite of most of our time is based on accessbaggage.ie, ACA now is becoming more our focus. How do I choose them? The themes of my blogs and my articles. So I have a lot of help from the sales and operations department in the company. They give me lot many sources, and obviously I mirror that with my keywords and see which ones can be good. I have done uh, when I started, because ACA and Access Baggage, Tom, I started from the scratch, these two projects. So ACA and Access Baggage, they they didn't have a proper website and proper social media. So I have to make them from the scratch again. And when I started to do these projects, I have done a huge research about the websites and the blogs and the articles that would give me a lot of resource and information about customs clearance, freight forwarding.
Like, just to sing your praises for a second, excess baggage is number one keyword in Ireland's accessbaggage.ie. So you've clearly put the work in there building out that site. So was that part of the strategy from the off when you were building that site, is you targeted certain keywords in that industry for Irish search and then went from there?
Yes. Uh, I researched it. I obviously mapped the competition. So we have very very strong competitors on that business, excess baggage business. Uh, a company from UK is very big one, two ones from UK, and that operates in Ireland as well. So I really saw them and started to I started my project looking at them, and after a while I started to have my own strategy and my own on my own language, product language to differentiate me from them, you know
Yeah.
and obviously to differentiate, to beat these companies on Google ranking. you have to be creative and original, because if you just copy, you're going to be the third, the fourth, the fifth,
Yeah.
so we have to be very creative there and research a lot of everyday keywords and finding keywords that would beat them. Yes. I'm not going to say here the 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 strategy in deep, because I'm going to take so many minutes. But yes, we had to narrow down and uh, test a lot of keywords together.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. And looking at, you mentioned Amazon PPC.
Yeah.
So my impression of Amazon PPC is it's mainly for product base. You're trying to promote things to sell on Amazon. What would you be selling on Amazon, and how do you use Amazon PPC for your sites?
Yes. When I was working at the FADOG, um, the brand has never done Amazon, and we had a very very specific product, very cheap product, and very popular product around the world. You know, I don't know if you know, Tom, but Fat Dog Whistle, the Irish Fat Dog Whistle, the brass
Yeah, the
D,
team whistles, Irish team whistles.
yeah,
Yes,
that
yeah,
everybody here has one at home. That's
yeah,
very popular around the world. So I sold them to Thailand, China, Australia, UK, United States, Canada, Singapore, Indonesia, Africa, and receiving videos from everybody. So I said internally there. So if we use Amazon, we can really really boost our sales. And then I implemented Amazon there. I have never worked with Amazon before, and we became a sales vendor there. And after implementing everything, and okay, we can operate, we can manage, send boxes to the depots in UK, and then I started to implement project the Amazon PPC. You are right, Tom. You're right when you say that you have to focus on the products and selling products. That is why that's the purpose of Amazon PPC. In my point of view as well, it works very well. It's very similar to Google PPC, despite of it's a little bit more expensive, I believe. I don't know how how it is now, because it has been a year that I have never managed. I manage Amazon,
mhm,
but uh, the the difference between Google, that Google's give you results straight away. It's very clear, the results from Google. Amazon PPC, uh, you don't see results very fast. It's more in a long term basis, or medium long term basis. You start to see results, and the search terms and keywords research is quite different, and that this is very tricky, because uh, you have to, in my opinion, you have to consider the keywords in Amazon universe.
yeah,
So I see a lot of people using the same keywords that they use for the product, to launch a product, or to promote a product in Google, doing the same as Amazon. It can work, but I believe that you have to do both. Use Google researching for the keywords in Amazon, but especially Amazon universe. That's another universe,
yeah,
and the research is much more tiring, and more. You need a lot of time and effort, because it's product by product, seller by seller. You have to go there, see how any FBA and any sales vendor is doing that say that their sales. And there are tools as well, for Amazon, that I really like it. Scout is one that I use a lot. Amazon Scout. I believe that's the name because I don't remember that. I don't use Amazon for my current job, so but Amazon Scout is one that I use a lot and good results. Um, yes, yes, they give me a lot of insights. When I was working for Amazon. But Amazon is a medium and long term planning. If you start to do PPC for Amazon to have results in the same month or in 2 months, you are going to be frustrated because it takes it takes time you to narrow down the right keyword, the right strategy.
Let's say, for example, whistle or tin whistle and stuff. Obviously, Irish tin whistle internationally would be recognized. You want to appear for that kind of Amazon search. But I'm guessing whistle or tin whistle could have so many different meanings culturally around the world, whether it's a sporting whistle, maybe with a military, maybe it's for some kind of outdoor practice or something. So is it about, is it strictly trying to target, and did you focus on certain countries? Did you try and scale up in certain countries? How did you go about doing that?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, that's a very good question, Tom. Uh, the tin whistle is different. They have different names in many countries. Uh, yes. Brass whistle, tin whistle. Let me remember some of. But yes, we have different. I don't remember now exactly the words, the keywords, but in America, United States, if you say tin whistle, they don't understand. So when you do a campaign for tin whistle in Amazon, you have to differentiate. You have to have all these keywords together. How it's called in United States, how it's called in UK, how it's called in Australia, for example. I know that's another name, I believe. You know,
Yeah.
in Asia as well, there is another name for tin whistle. You know, and the competition is high. So lots of keywords that I used was Fadog because Fadog is a strong name on that market. So when you say Fadog, for example, Fadog whistle is an international word.
Yeah.
So everybody knows Fadog is a tin whistle from Ireland. It's a very strong brand and very strong name. So Irish Fadog Irish, Fadog Irish whistle, original Irish Fadog Irish whistle. Uh, so this is brass wings is the name. I remember that a keyword that was very very important. Brass wings. And I don't know if you know, there are like 12 or 15 different strong different tin whistles in Fadog. So brass D, brass C, brass B flat, you know, G.
Yeah.
All these music words uh, working together with the brand keywords make good results. Yeah. So I don't know if I answer your question.
No, you definitely did. And João, my next question for you is there any particular softwares? You already mentioned SEMrush, but is there any other particular softwares you really work on daily to improve your work or do your work?
Yes, as I told you, SEMrush for me is the number one. I I use Sam. I start my job and I open SEMrush and Google Analytics. Okay, so from SEMrush I know the daily results for SEO, for contents and everything, analytics for sales and targets and audience. And back on Fadog, I use everyday WooCommerce, WordPress, and WooCommerce. WooCommerce is an underestimated tool, in my opinion, for lots of people, and there are a lot of insights into WooCommerce that it's very important to define strategiyou know.
Yeah.
The here in Ireland is nice because there is a dispute between Shopify and WordPress. So the companies don't know what to use, Shopify or WordPress, especially the medium-sized companies and small. And back in my experience, I had to deal with PHP websites that I'm not a programmer, so I had the developers that use it to make that for me. And so WordPress. I use Canva every day as well to be creative, to use that as Photoshop, but Canva is very fast and it meets the needs and it meets the needs that I have my that I daily have. For SEO I use Screaming Frog. I don't know if you have ever listened to Screaming Frog. Yeah,
Yeah,
so Screaming Frog for SEO, for deeper analysis, to understand especially on-site SEO, if it's working or not. If you have problems in into the website, and I like a lot to analyze SEO using Screaming Frog and Google Search Console. So I I compared both. I see a problem in Google Search Console and I go deeper in Screaming Frog. It's a very nice one that I like. As I told you, I use WordTune, Boozoo, and for CRM, we use HubSpot. And HubSpot gives me insights for content generation as well.
of course. And looking at yourself for a second, Joe, is there anywhere you're looking in upskilling or learning more about at the moment?
Yes, Tom. I have been working to two main goals this last month. The beginning of the year, I've got my Prince 2 certification. So Prince 2 is one of the best, I believe, certifications for project management. So I felt the need to to be more to manage better projects. So that's why I got this certification. Now I believe that I can you know manage a project better. And obviously I am focusing to study that more, to organize and to have the right places for everything and report better to the company, to the stakeholders, communicate better with the stakeholders, report properly, and give uh, the right roles for the team and respecting everything skill. I think that is one of my concerns uh, these day these days. I am actually trying to develop my CRM strategies as well, my CRM skills. So
Yeah,
studying lots of HubSpot and Sales Navigator in LinkedIn, because
yeah,
as I told you in the beginning, we have eight services, B2B services, and three that we are really focused on grow this next year. So I am really keen on LinkedIn and studying a lot of LinkedIn and see how I can improve from LinkedIn. Yes.
brilliant. Yeah, yeah, and I echo that. The CRM skills are essential for pushing forward a business nowadays. It just means more people within a business can do more back end work as well by having a good CRM. So it's definitely worth.
Yeah, and the CRM, you need to be very working very hard together the sales department as well. So the sales are very important. The sales department and the salespeople are very important to define a proper sales funnel and to the business. No? So
Very good point. And maybe linked, but is there anything in the digital industry as a whole that's coming in the future that you're really excited about?
Yes, this is a good question. Yes, actually, um, I really I'm passionate about sports and technology. You know, so this is two industries that would make me uh, very excited about working with. Uh, but I'm passionate about people. So and people buy things and hire services. So uh, a service or a product that moves people moves me as well. So as a marketing professional, so uh, I have these two areas that I said to you that it would excite me: the IT and sports. But entertainment, sorry, is one of the areas that I really like to work as well.
Yeah,
Yes, this is the sectors where I. But see, nowadays I work with airport services because why? Because it moves people. It not only physically, but you know, the traveling, the tourism. So it's very exciting. People are very happy, and people look at us sometimes when it's for excess baggage to, you know, to travel. It's a good moment, so that moves me. That makes me more. That motivates me as well. And yes, is the areas that I, as I told you before, that I want to be more interested on. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Really well said. And we always end the show with the same question, Joe, which is if you could bottle up one personality trait that you have yourself that you could pass on to others, what would it be?
Yes. I believe that I am open to always learning. So I am open for always learning and being updated. Um, that's kind of essential for a marketing manager nowadays, Tom. If you don't want to get updated, choose another area to work with because it's, you know, it's a very fast changing business sector. Marketing, digital marketing, there are new tools and new updates every time. So if you don't want to study and get updated, choose another play or another area to go. So I believe that I like these updates. You know, I like that. So I like to study. So and the other trait that I like that I have is I'm a team builder. So as I like to see the people getting motivated to buy services and products, I am very motivated to work with people. You know, motivated people, create teams, uh, uh, trying to extract. I don't know if extract is the right word, to extract the best professional of every person. So I believe that we can, as a manager, one of our main duties is to take the best of our team, you know, of every person of our team, you know, and that's where I believe that I can that I like to do. So, you know, working with people, so team building.
Joe, that's it. Well, wonderful way to end the show. I just want to say thank you for being on the show. And yeah, I'm sure everyone listening has loved what you had to say. Thank you for coming in.